Clara lived a simple life. She loved her small town. It was quiet and peaceful. Days were predictable. Nights were calm. Clara enjoyed her routine. She woke up early. She went for walks in the woods. She returned home before sunset. Her life was filled with simple pleasures. She loved reading books. She enjoyed baking bread. She found joy in the little things. Clara was content. She had no desire for adventure. She cherished her peaceful existence. One night, everything changed. Clara was walking home. The moon was hidden behind clouds. The forest was dark. She noticed something strange. A dirt road cut through the trees. It wasn't there before. It seemed to appear out of thin air. Clara stopped, her heart pounding. The road was dark and mysterious. It beckoned her closer. She hesitated for a moment. Curiosity warred with fear. The road seemed to pulsate in the darkness. Clara couldn't resist. She took a step onto the road. The dirt felt cold and damp beneath her feet. She walked cautiously. The trees pressed close, their branches forming an eerie canopy overhead. The air grew heavy. Clara felt a strange pressure in her chest. An unsettling silence surrounded her. She continued walking, drawn deeper into the unknown. The road seemed to stretch endlessly before her. After what felt like hours, Clara stumbled upon a clearing. In the dim moonlight, she saw the outlines of buildings. It was a town, but it was deserted. Empty houses stood dark and silent. The streets were overgrown with weeds. A chill ran down Clara's spine. The town felt cold and lifeless. It was as if time had stood still. She walked through the deserted streets. The silence was deafening. She felt an overwhelming sense of dread. Clara felt a presence. Someone or something was watching her. She could feel eyes on her back. She turned quickly, but there was no one there. Only the shadows seemed to move in the moonlight. A faint whisper reached her ears. She couldn't make out the words. It was like a voice carried on the wind. Clara's heart raced. She wanted to run, but her legs felt heavy. Fear rooted her to the spot. Panic surged through Clara. She turned to retrace her steps, but the road was gone. The forest had swallowed it whole. She was trapped. The town seemed to close in around her. The shadows seemed to grow longer and more menacing. Clara felt a wave of despair. She was lost and alone in this eerie place. There was no escape. She sank to her knees, tears streaming down her face. The whispers seemed to grow louder, taunting her. Clara knew she couldn't give up. She had to find a way out of the town. She had to escape this nightmare. She stood up, wiping away her tears. She started running, her breath catching in her throat. She raced through the deserted streets, searching for an exit, but every path led to a dead end. The town seemed to stretch on forever, a labyrinth of empty houses and overgrown streets. Just when all hope seemed lost, Clara saw it. A faint glow in the distance. It flickered like a distant candle. With renewed determination, she ran towards the light. As she drew closer, she saw that it came from a lamppost. It stood at the edge of town, casting a weak circle of light into the darkness. Beyond the lamppost, Clara could see the familiar trees of her own woods. Clara hesitated for a moment, her heart pounding in her chest. She knew she had to leave the town behind. She took a deep breath and stepped past the lamppost. The light vanished, plunging her back into darkness. She ran towards the trees, her lungs burning. She didn't stop until she reached the familiar path leading home. She collapsed on the ground, gasping for breath. She was safe, but the experience had shaken her to her core. Clara never forgot her nightmarish journey. The mysterious road, the abandoned town, the whispers in the dark. She never saw the road again. It remained a chilling memory, a reminder of the dangers that lurked beyond the familiar. Clara learned a valuable lesson that night. Some roads are not meant to be traveled. Some secrets are best left buried. Clara continued her life, but she was forever changed. She was more cautious, more aware of the shadows that lurked at the edges of her world. She cherished the peace and quiet of her small town even more. She never took her safety for granted. And though the experience had filled her with fear, it had also given her a strange kind of strength. The strength to face her fears, and the wisdom to know when to turn away.